Let's try again. Hello, welcome to Blender TC. In today's tutorial, we'll be making holes and axles. In today's tutorial, we'll be using the only add-on, or one of the few add-ons that I use, which is Mesh Loop Tools. Please subscribe and join me. Let's begin. Hi, in today's tutorial I'm going to actually show you a tool that I use quite a lot, which is Mesh Loop Tools, and it's very handy for doing holes and axles. First of all, you need to actually switch this add-on on. It's one of the few add-ons I actually use in Blender because it's so useful. Right, so go into Edit, then into Preferences, and then in Add-ons, go up to the top here. Save your searching through mode. You just type Loop Tools, and all you've got to do is tick this with the side of Mesh Loop Tools, and that's it enabled. Right. I'm going to show you this on the cube here at the minute. So select the cube, and we'll move that to the center as image. What we've got here is we've got a cube, so if I press A and select all, I'll just go through some of the basic keys. G and Z moves this in the top direction, or Control Z, which undoes everything. G and Y would move it along the green line, so G and Y. Y, and move it on the green line, Control Z to undo that, and obviously Control G and X, we'll move it in that direction, just Control Z. But we're not here to actually talk about controls, but they're just some of the things we need to actually know. We're also going to be using the S key, which is the scale key, to actually help us in this tutorial. Alright, so first of all I'm going to press the A key that selects all, and then I'm going to subdivide this by, I think, 3. So I'm just going to, rather than messing about with it, I'm just going to subdivide it by 3. As you can see, what we've got here, we've got a hole, so a cube that's been subdivided 3 times. So I'm going to select a central point there. Press Shift, Control and the plus key, and what I'm going to do is select those 16 faces there. Press the X key, fetches up this menu, and now I'm going to delete the faces. So I've deleted the faces, and as you can see I've made a square hole. Now to keep topology down and everything else, what's a good idea to do is, first of all, I'm going to actually select this edge here, as you can see, E and then S to scale it down, and the reason I'm doing that is to keep things clean, and then I'm going to actually use the loop tool. So if I right click on, in fact select all the faces around the hole and right click, and go to the loop tools here and put circle, voila, we've got a perfect circle. I usually E and S hit in slightly again. The reason I do this is if you were to subdivide this, the hole will become distorted. By doing this, it makes 2 lines make a sharp edge. So E and Z down, and I'm going to Control and R this to actually subdivide that further 2 times there, just to make the hole really prominent. And if we smooth shade this, you can see that a hole is quite prevalent. But now if we were to subdivide this, hit the modifier, subdivide surface, as you can see, that is a very, very neat hole. inside the cube. I'll take the subdivision off because we don't need it. Right. The other thing that this is very useful for is, say you want to, right, I'm going to think it, you've got a car and you want to make an axle. So I'm going to, up here, you've got the selectors, point select, edge select, face select. So I'm going to select that one there, scale it up in that way, and then I'm going to X and delete the face again. As you can see now, I've just got 4 edges there. So just to make it nice and sharp again, E and S, and then E and S again. As you can see, we haven't got very many vertices there, so it won't be able to make this into an O. If we actually hit the loop tools now, circle, nothing happens. That's because it can't be actually changed into a circle. So say we were to subdivide that by 2, and subdivide this by 2, and then select the inside edge again. Sorry, as you can see, it's not gone all the way around the thing because it's stopped at this hole up here, so I'm just going to subdivide this by 2 and select the edge with the Alt key to select them all, and then loop tools, circle, height, and scale it in. Select the edge again. Let's get. Sorry, I'm doing this wrong actually. E to extrude, S to scale, and take it in. E to extrude, S to scale. Now say you wanted an axle, so if we went E and then Y, took it out a little bit so we get a sharp definition. E and Y, then E and Y, just to put the little definition on the end, and then put a face on the end of that. If we were to subdivide this cube again, and modify a subdivision, as you can see, we've got a nice axle. Now you might be saying that there's some distortion here. That's because it doesn't like it. And the way you can actually get rid of this this distortion quite easily is, like I say, you've got to have 3 of these close lines. So I and scale, and as you can see, it gets neater and neater because there's no distortion on that face. And if you took the subdivision up to, and as you can see, that's a very, very neat axle coming out of a block. And this can be used for all sorts of things. You could actually put a E and scale it down again, and G and Y, yeah. E and Y, and there you have it. You've got a hole. Select the edge, Control R. The closer the edges are, then the actual more defined the holes become, which is very handy for different projects. You got a pipe coming out of the thing, and water could come out of that, or anything, or it's just an axle, or it's many other things. So, holes and axles. That's this week's tutorial. Very short one this week, because I'm busy on a competition that I've entered. Thanks very much. And that's it. Please subscribe.